this is your idea of ladylike? You're gonna fit right in. Join us at Toyota Racing.
It's ARP fasteners for whatever you race. From 2 wheels to 4. Off-road, on-road, even water. From the flat track to the salt flats. Grassroots racers, weekend warriors, and pros alike trust ARP. Made in America quality, family owned and operated. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com. No matter what you race.
DIRTVision would like to thank our friends at Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts for helping us get from track to track.
Since 2016, DIG Race Products has had a sole focus on Northeast dirt-modified shocks and suspension tuning. Located centrally in New York, DIG is the industry leader in at-track shock and setup support. This hands-on, at-the-track approach is what guides the design and development in delivering the highest quality shock absorbers to the dirt oval track market. Take your program to the next level and feel the difference on DIG.
DIRTVision presents the Super DIRTcar Series, the Beasts of the Northeast. Featuring the best big block modified drivers, biggest races.
History goes to Stuart Friesen as he wins the Billy Whitaker Cars 200 for the 6th time.
And best coverage.
We have an absolutely beautiful night for racing.
In their 800-horse saddle, saluting you as they prepare for battle.
DIRTVision is home to the greatest shows on dirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's DIRTVision presentation of the Super DIRTcar Series from picturesque Weedsport Speedway here in Weedsport, New York. My name is Dan Kapusinski, and I'm honored to be filling in tonight for Rich Vleck, and we'll be covering all the action for you in the pit lane as well as high atop here on Victory Hill. Well, fans, right now it's clouding up just a little bit in the skies, currently 85 degrees with partly to mostly cloudy skies as we progress on through the evening. About a 4-mile-an-hour breeze and about a 37% chance of rain as we work our way through the night. Well, looking at today, the Super DIRTcar Series is coming off of a bit of a summer break, you could say. It's been just over 3 weeks since the tour has been in action. To get you all up to speed on where we are heading into today, let's take a look back at the highlights from that last event at Land of Legends Raceway in Canandaigua, New York.
The bottom lane here off of turn 4. Drag race to the line. It's going to be Eric Rudolph leading lap number 1.
Rudolph takes the race lead as they roll down through the corner for the second time. It's going to be Alex Payne in second. Mike Mahaney holding on to third. Battle for the number 4 spot behind them as Matt Williamson took a good look to the inside of Justin Ayers. Side-by-side battle continuing as Matt Williamson dives underneath. Justin Ayers will take the number 4 spot away as they'll work into turn number 1 and 2. T-Bone trying to battle back on the top side, trying to make something happen. Not going to do it, though. And Matt Williamson already starting to charge toward the front of the field. Here's Williamson again through 1 and 2, looking to make it work. Wheel to wheel off the corner, and as they drag race off turn number 2, Williamson going to nose out ahead, but Mahaney with a good drive right on exit of the corner.
Yeah, Mahaney with 1 career win here at the Land of Legends back in 2016. Williamson just got his 8th career win here last Saturday night. Here in weekly competition, Williamson now has the spot, but now things will start to get interesting as he closes up on the back bumper of the big show, Dave Rauscher. And now Rudolph has got a pick, and he's got to go to the top side, and now opens up the door for Williamson. Williamson will go by Rudolph in both lap cars down the back straightaway. Wow!
Williamson with momentum, going to take that number 1 spot away as they work him down. Rudolph going to try to stay with him off turn number 4, but it's going to be Matt Williamson, your leader, on lap number 29 with a burst of speed off the corner. Rudolph trying to close the gap in, but he's got to do it quick as they'll bring him off at turn number 2. Williamson is right there. Rudolph trying to chase him down for the final time, but as they'll bring him through turn number 3 and 4, one last shot for Eric Rudolph as he tries to close in. He'll get about 3 car lengths. Not going to be enough. Matt Williamson will win the Stars and Stripes Spectacular 76. Rudolph will finish in the number 2 spot. Coming home third is T-Bone. Justin Ayers, 4th, Alex Payne, and Alex Jankowski will round out the top 5.
Well, from Canandaigua to Weedsport here tonight, as can often happen here at the port, there is a host of top drivers in the modified community here ready to put on a show for you this evening. A number of drivers for you to keep your eye on. One of those that I'm going to keep an eye on a little more than the rest is a driver that just happens to come from Canandaigua, New York, and that is Alex Payne. The last time the driver of the 78 was here at Weedsport back in May, he dominated the first half of the main event until a flat tire relegated him to the work area. But miraculously, Payne was able to bounce back, go from the rear of the field all the way to 4th in the final running order. We'll see if Alex Payne can get it done here tonight. Of course, the driver that pounced on Payne's misfortune the last time here at Weedsport was Stuart Friesen. He collected his 2nd series victory at Weedsport in his last 4 starts. It's clear to say that if anybody's going to be on Victory Hill tonight, they're more than likely going to have to go through Friesen and or the driver of the Buzz Shoe number 88 and Matt Williamson. Those 2 Canadian drivers have partnered up to win the last 5 consecutive series races at the Weedsport Oval. Something you don't see very often right there. The only driver to beat them since 2022, Lightning Larry White. He did that in September of that year. And by the way, Larry is here tonight. He is riding high off of a big block modified win last night at the Brewerton Speedway. His first win of 2025 in 23 starts. And the last driver we'll be eyeing this evening, Mike Mahaney, the driver of the number 35 machine. We talked about the previous winners here at Weedsport in Williamson, Friesen, White, Jimmy Phelps, one of those drivers. Experience is paramount at the Weedsport Oval. We had a chance to talk to Mike earlier today about just how important that is, as well as unloading your car fast and getting a good start to the night.
Weedsport's one of those places where you go and you run a different line than you run around most other racetracks, and your car kind of requires a different balance, and I honestly think that's more important. Recently I felt like we've had really good cars qualifying here, but then come feature time you really got to have a very good balanced car so that you can get the grip that you need to be up front. But for our team, more importantly, we got to figure out how to be better in the features. You know, we've been qualifying well, but we want to improve on how we finish in the features and how we just our general speed after that. It's a whole different ball game, and we get hot laps before we before we time trial, and then we time trial and that kind of gives us a heads up for what's going to happen in the heat race, and then just everything kind of changes for the feature, and you really got to be on your game. So hopefully we can hit that right tonight. We've definitely been working on it, doing our homework, but you never know. Things change and you just got to adapt.
Taking a look now at our schedule of events for tonight's Hall of Fame 103 divisions in action. Hot laps and time trials will be rolling to the track momentarily. The CRSA sprint cars will roll off first with their qualifying heats, followed by the Super Dirt Car Series, and the Empire Super Stocks are with us here tonight as well. Consolations to follow, and then of course 3 big main events featuring your Super Dirt Car Series modifieds, 100 laps, $10,000 to win, and a guaranteed spot for Super Dirt Week at Oswego Speedway. Well, that's all we have down here on the hill. At this time, we'll send it up top to the voice of the Super Dirt Car Series, Mike Warren. Mike.
Well, thank you, Dan. Good to have you with us here this evening at the Weedsport Speedway, filling in for Rich Bleck. And, of course, I want to make this mention now. We're going to see Dan at Super Dirt Week as well, joining us down at Oswego Speedway. So it's going to be a great time with that. But we're ready for our second of 4 stops here at the port in the 2025 season. The 3/8 mile track getting ready to go. As he mentioned earlier, Stuart Friesen looking for his 3rd straight series victory here at Weedsport. Behind the wheel of that Hallmeyer International number 44 machine, as you see CRSA sprint cars currently on the racetrack taking care of their engine heat right now. They'll come back out for their hot lap sessions in just a little bit. But as we roll into tonight's racing action, the point battle is super close. About as close as you can get. 4 points separating your top 2 coming into tonight, as Matt Williamson, after his win at Land of Legends, cut Alex Jankowski's points lead down to 4. And a chance that could change tonight. We could have a new point leader leaving the Weedsport Speedway, similar to what happened last year as well. So we'll see if Money Matt can take care of that. Eric Rudolph comes into tonight 3rd in points, 59 points back. Matt Shepard 4th, 84 back. Alex Payne 5th, 89 back. Mike Mahaney 6th, 93 back. Then it's Peter Britton 7th, 150 back. Anthony Perrigo 8th, 159 back. 9th is Felix Waugh, 166 back. And Jack Lehner rounds out the top 10, 199 back. But, of course, talk about engine heat. Of course, we're ready for tonight's racing action for the Super Dirt Car Series. But tomorrow night, for those of you just tuning in, we don't want you to forget this is only night 1 of a big weekend here at the Weedsport Speedway. The Empire State Challenge for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars will be here tomorrow night, along with the DIRTcar Big Block Modifieds. Catch the action here live on DIRTVision. Make your way here to Weedsport and what's going to be the only New York stop for the World of Outlaws in the 2025 season here at Weedsport. Going to be an exciting night of sprint car racing action, along with the big blocks next week, as we'll get to our hot lap sessions momentarily for the Super Dirt Car Series. Empire Street Stock Series also on the card this evening. Going to be a great night of racing action here at Weedsport. If you're just making your way out to the Speedway, though, don't want to forget, for all the kids, make sure you stop down by the Super Dirt Week tent at the Kids Club to enter for tonight's giveaways, which include tickets to Super Dirt Week 53 and Summerfest, which will be our next trip here to the Weedsport Speedway. Coming up on Sunday night, August 17th, followed by 3 more nights of action. Burton, August 18th. Land of Legends, August 19th. And we'll finish things up August 20th at the Fulton Speedway. So make sure you make your way down to the Kids Club right now, as we continue with engine heat for the CRSA sprint cars. I want to bring in one of my 2 broadcast partners here this evening, the man known as the voice of the Weedsport Speedway and the former voice, of course, of the Super Dirt Car Series. Shane, I look like I caught you off guard. Shane Andrews,
you did.
Good to see you, my friend.
Great to be here, and great to be with you again, Mike. Good evening and welcome to Weedsport. Great to have you back here with us tonight. What a night. I mean, it's gorgeous out. It's a little warm, but I'm not going to complain, and I hope the fans out there stay hydrated tonight. Portside Pub is open for those of you looking for a numbing intoxicant. For those of you at home that have your numbing intoxicants, stay cool and enjoy yourselves tonight. But great to have the big blocks back here, of course, along with the sprint cars, the CRSA sprint cars, and as you touched on, the Empire Street Stock Series, and tomorrow night, the NOS Energy Drinks World of Outlaws sprint cars. It's going to be a great weekend, and Mother Nature right now cooperating with us, which is great, and I can't say any more than that, Mike. It's a beautiful night.
No, it's going to be an exciting one, as I mentioned before. First of 2 big nights here at the Weedsport Speedway, and this weekend, I know promoter Jimmy Phelps, the driver too, but he's excited and ready to go. World of Outlaws NOS Energy Sprint Cars tomorrow, but first we kick things off with the Hall of Fame 100, an annual event. Of course, you got to MC the Hall of Fame inductions the other night, which was a great time as usual.
Absolutely. We inducted in 3 new drivers this year. Dwayne Howard from Ole, Pennsylvania, the perennial champion down there in PA. Dale Plank posthumously, unfortunately. Dale and his family were honored the other night as his induction. And Billy Van Pelt, the guy that has literally dominated the Southern Tier over the last 30 years. And it was cool because the person that did his induction with his brother Kurt, who was the 1987 358 Modified Series champion. And it was just a great gathering. And congratulations to a couple of people that are in the pits tonight. Tommy Conroy, who picked up, who is the crew chief for Stuart Friesen. He got the Mechanic Engineering Award from the Hall of Fame. And Vinny Salerno, the car owner for Anthony Perrigo, he was awarded with the car owner, the Gene DeWitt Car Owner Award. So those guys in attendance tonight. Jane Sella, the Women in Racing Award. Charlie and Joyce Cathell, longtime promoters of the Delaware International Speedway. They received the Outstanding Contributions Award. And Fred Voorhees from AARA Auto Racing Stats website receiving the Andrew Fusco Award. So it was a great night, and tonight is the night to celebrate the Hall of Fame, as you mentioned, Mike. It was a great ceremony, well attended, and congratulations to all the award winners and the inductees. And speaking of the Hall of Fame, they are here tonight. They have our chassis raffle going on, which you can buy a ticket for $100. You could win a chassis. They also have a regular raffle that they do for $10 each, plus they also have some stuff down there that you can support the Hall of Fame. And if you've never been there, I highly encourage everybody, get up there and take a look around those hallowed grounds. A lot of history there about dirt modified racing in the Northeast.
It's an amazing walkthrough, and you take your time through it, and you go, like for me, obviously, there's a lot of time, unfortunately, I missed just because of my age.
Right.
No other reason.
Nope, I completely understand, but
you learn a lot.
But in defense of that too, because I'm of the same ilk, a lot of the guys that were inducted in there, I never got to see race. However, as fans and historians of the sport, it's a great opportunity not only to learn, but also to see some of the innovations that took place with the progressions of the race cars. You know, like Pat Ward's show car in there from the 80s that he raced at Fonda Speedway. Jimmy Phelps's winning Maynard Troyer throwback car from Syracuse in 2015. Just some great stuff, and something that the Plank family donated, which I think is pretty cool, was the championship trophy from Dale Plank from his first Winston Racing Series championship racing on the NASCAR in the NASCAR ranks. And so that was pretty cool to have them donate that to be on display in the Hall of Fame. So some great stuff up there, and it's so cool to see the pictures from past Super Dirt Weeks, and just to see the caricatures of the portraits of the drivers that are in there. If I tell everybody this, it reminds me of the night of the museum. If the lights go out in there, what happens?
I think you'd have some great conversations.
Oh, and some hellacious races.
And probably a few parties in there, too.
Oh, I'm sure there's more parties than races going on up there. But thanks for letting us take time to talk about the Hall of Fame. And that's what this weekend is all about, especially tonight, the Hall of Fame 100, as we pay tribute to the inductees and award winners to the Hall of Fame.
Now, Shane, before we get going with our hot lap sessions, it's a Super DIRTcar Series race, and we're at Weedsport. There's somebody we got to introduce that's going to be controller of traffic this evening.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he is the director of traffic control, not only here at the Weedsport Speedway, but also on the Super Dirt Series. He is world-renowned. As a matter of fact, if you're a fan of Family Guy, down in Quahog, Rhode Island, he's known as Flagmire, giggity. Down in the deep south, he's known as Waving D Flags. Over in Russia, you know what he's known?
Oh, boy.
No, actually Poland. You know what he's known as? Dropping the green ski.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course, my favorite of all time that I've come up with in Switzerland, he's known as Yodeling Tutigo. But we are near the Finger Lakes, the wine region. He ages like a fine wine. He's known as Pinot Farnay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Farney, the director of traffic control. Hello, David. How are you? Nice to see you.
You know what I can't wait for?
The new sneakers.
The new sneakers are there. They're bright red. I watched him sit there when we were in Cornwall. I roomed with him. He was cleaning them with a toothbrush.
It's almost like watching scientists at work working on this top secret potion. I mean, I don't know if he uses fluoride on the whites for whitening or whiteout or paint or whatever, but he's always he's like the James Bond of flagging.
Exactly. And but with the World of Outlaws coming in tomorrow night, he's going to be in orange.
Oh,
Don't forget about
that's
that.
Right. Yes. Yes, he'll look.
I know you won't let him forget about that.
Oh no,
tomorrow.
I won't let. No, tomorrow he'll look like he was dipped in a Taco Bell shell.
Oh boy.
I just thought of something. If he was a secret agent, he'd be known as 00 Farney.
Oh man. That is one thing I miss. You being able to just come up with every. He was telling me about there was a trip where those nicknames came to be.
Oh my gosh, what a trip it was too! And most of those nicknames that I just rattled off came after a lot of drinks at 4 a.m. And then we weren't at a Waffle House either. We're actually in Joe Scott Nickey's kitchen, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. As we continue to get through CRSA Sprint Car.
Hot laps, I believe. Hot lap session. Marty!
Shane, you're trying to crack me up before we get things going.
I'm sorry. I'm going to turn the microphone back over to Mike to give you your proper introduction.
Marty, over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Shane. Hey, pleasure to be back with you two here once again at the port, and good evening to everyone here. Set for CRSA hot laps. In fact, we're winding them up, and we are going green. Steve Glover off for turn number 4. You're seeing on the Jumbotron and on DIRTVision, the Elab Smokers Boutique 103.5 Big Dog Country Trinity Home Renovation Ride. Behind him in car number 28, the Midtel B&B Contracting Ride, that is Ronnie Greek. Greek at the 28 behind him. He is one of our 2-point leaders, tied for the series points lead out of Parrish. The Sterling Lubricants, Maxima Racing Oils, OLT Logging, 87 Speed 38. That is Zach Sabaka. And behind him off of turn number 2, the red and yellow 21B from Syracuse. The Warner's Lawn and Snow Total Seal Fast Forward Fiberglass Repairs Machine, the Bulldog, Blake Warner. Some of the drivers we have here in Group 1 of Hot Laps for the Averdite Storage Containers CRSA Sprint Cars. Checkered flag just waving here on Group 1. And what do you see here? Zach Sabaka, the quickest, 13.982, the only 13-second lap. Mikey Smith, the Music Man, last week's winner for CRSA at Thunder Mountain, second, 14.048. Blake Warner, third, 14.271. Ron Greek, fourth, 14.378. And Steve Glover in fifth at a 14.661. Dustin Sen, sixth, 14.670. Followed by Alicia Bay, seventh, 14.726. Aaron Shelton, eighth, 15.656. And Jordan Freese, ninth, 15.816. Those were the drivers we had in group number 1. It's another edition of the I-90 Pit Stop Challenge for the 4th season in a row. Pit Stop convenience stores, and there are 16 different locations throughout Central New York. Sees a healthy point fund offer to the top 10 points or earners at our stops along the New York State Thruway. Pit Stop just down the road for the track. All your favorite drinks, snacks, and prepared food for your racing road trip. Meet the drivers here in group number 2 of Hot Laps for the Averdite Storage Containers CRSA Sprints. First driver off at turn 2 out of McDonough and the Riverside Redemption Center. Cook Septic Service, American Fireworks 29. That's Dalton Herrick. And passing Dalton underneath in car number 18 out of Seneca Falls and the Papa's Place Pizzeria, Stoney Tap House, Tradition Automotive Group 18. Big time Timmy Lowe's. Just had some Papa's Place pizza earlier today, and it is delicious. Let's go behind Dalton Herrick in turn number 3 and 4, the yellow and white 3A out of Altamont. The Maple on the Lake Roosevelt's Powder Tech Powder Coating, Warren's Auto Body Ride. That's Jeff Trombley. Behind Jeff in car number 30K at a full in third start of the year, the Roses Towing 30K. That's Kamikaze, Ken Klinkowski. Behind Ken off at turn number 4, making her second start of the season. She's out of Central Square, the Truck RS, Breezy's Landscaping, Tassam's Wing Garden, 71R. That's Rachel Zacharias. Behind Rachel across the start-finish line out of Binghamton, the Trucks Outfitters, Avery Auto Service, Mirabito Gresham, number 3 of Bailey Boyd. And behind Bailey, the last winner here at the port, back in May. Coming out of Waterloo, the Seneca Metals Young Agency, Proctor Enterprises, Waterloo Auto Ride. That's BP80, Bobby Perrell. And in the center of 1 and 2, he finished second. Oh, actually, correction. We have 2 8s in the field. This driver making his CRSA debut. And the Feltrek Corporation, Kittles Karting, Stoney Tap House, Papa's Place Pizzeria 8B. That is Blake Brain. As we're green for Group 2 of Hot Laps in turn number 1, the number 55 out of Nassau, the Cadet Concrete, V and Choppy and Sons Hart Family Racers Ride. That is Michael Hart. Those are the drivers on track for Group 2 of Hot Laps. We'll keep you posted on the times as they take the checkers. Checkers out here on Group number 2. Now, it looks like no change amongst the top 3. Timmy Lotz clocks up to 4th, 14.329. Dalton Herrick up to 6th, 14.421. Bailey Boyd 7th, 14.431. Bobby Perrell 8th, 14.575. And Jeff Trombley 9th at a 14.650. Don't forget to stop by the CRSA merchandise trailer behind the grandstands. Go see Heidi, tell her that Marty, and Chicken Hawk, Tyler Groscup on top of the flag stands sent you. We got new hats in stock, 20th anniversary hats with our Emerald logo. Make sure you get some of those hats today. Plus series shirts, hoodies, stickers, and more. Let's head on the track here for group number 3 of Hot Laps for the Avert Ice Storage Containers CRSA Sprints. First driver on the racetrack entering turn number 3 out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. The Peter Anderson Family Construction Affordable Repair Service, 570 Power Coat Cars Consulting Ride. The Firecracker Kid, Johnny Smith. Entering turn number 3, he's out of Hopewell. The Sterling Lubricants, Mike Maston Engineering, FK Rodens, Ruggles World of Auto Body and Graphics 48 JR, the Motorized Madman, Darryl Ruggles. Passing Darryl in the 77 out of Hopewell, the Pickering Farms Quality Beef Proudy's Bar Throttle Curbing Ride. That is the Hopewell Hot Shoe, Matt Rotz. Off at turn number 4 to Deansboro, the Jones Keeps LLC, Checkered Flag Maple Syrup, Teddy's Bar, AZ Recreation 410. That's the Bumblebee, Jerry Sen Jr. Behind Jerry out of Syracuse, making his first CRSA start of the season in the Granholm's Construction Vinyl Designs Graphics Cheese-Filled Company 13, Keith Granholm. Very delicious, by the way. I got some at home as well. Off at turn number 4, current series points leader. Actually tied for the points lead alongside Zach Sabaka out of Savannah. The Filter Corporation, Kiddos Karting, Stoney Tap House, Papa's Place Pizza Rear Ride. That's the showstopper, Dylan Paddock. And entering turn 4 out of Bolivar in the Hammer Down Apparel, TLC Paint, Dan DeMari Fruit Farms 25G, TG, Tyler Graves. And entering turn 1 is where green for Hot Laps out of Hannibal, the Tom's Auto, Bagassa Barbecue, JB Farms, and Login 66, Jordan Hutton, and off the pace already. We're back to yellow here. Tyler Graves in the 25G. Tyler Graves, last time we saw him in A-Main action was 15th at Ransomville. The team did not make the feature in Canandaigua after having problems with his machine. Graves pulls off. We'll check on the issue with TG as we're back to green for Group 3 of Hot Laps. New quick time here in Hot Laps as the showstopper. Dylan Paddock quickest, 13:5:58. Johnny Smith, he and the Firecracker Kid join Zach Zabaka in the 13-second club. Smith with a 13:972. Mikey Smith fourth, 14:048. Look at the new drivers in the top 10. Darryl Ruggles up to 6:14:290. Matt Rotz up to 9th, 14:36. Check that he's up to 8th at a 14:360. And rest of the drivers, no change amongst the drivers in the top 10. 7th time we visited the port. Last May, we had Bobby Perro parking on Victory Hill for the 2nd time. BP80 with 2 wins on the season. Obviously, last week for CRSA, we were at Thunder Mountain Speedway, and the Music Man Mikey Smith with his first career victory in a heck of a thriller over Billy Van Emmingen. Meet the drivers on track for the final group of Hot Laps for CRSA. First driver, his 2nd start of the year off of turn number 2. Hailing out of Bomoseen, Vermont in the Home Store Custom Modular Homes, Precision Hydraulics and Oil, Scarborough Motorsports 61. That's the Jet, Johnny Scarborough. Behind him, entering turn 3 out of Palermo, the ENV Energy, Monroe Mechanical, Panther Freightworks Z28. That's Tucker Doneth. And behind Tucker, entering turn number 3. Typically, he's in the 15B, but this gold paint scheme's been working well for the driver of the E-Lab Smokers Boutique ride. The 121X this weekend. Also sponsored by Spur Chevrolet and GMC Madskins Accessory Mohawk Northeast. That's Spencer Burley. Behind Spencer out of Constantia, New York in the Sterling Lubricants, Randy's Racing Filter, Paul Woodhouse Snap-on 10X. That is the party man, Vince Chicklets. As we start to go green for Hot Laps here in the center of 1 and 2. You've got the Dispatch Brewing Company, Ballard Sports 17E, the Bullet, Ethan Gray. And entering turn number 3 out of Scottsville, the DeGeorge Properties, Bercolo Automotive, Batesville's Automotive, 81K. Oh, trouble, Ethan Gray spins it just in front of Victory Hill. As he keeps on going here. Yellow flag waves here in hot laps. The Bullet's been working on fuel issues lately. Ran last night with the Empire Super Sprints at Outlaw Speedway. Gives us a chance to meet the rest of the drivers here in hot laps. Let's continue off at turn number 4, typically in the 22. But today in Blake Warner's second 21 car out of Sherbrooke, Quebec, in the Warner's Lawn and Snow Total Seal Fast Forward Fiberglass Repairs ride. That's the Canadian kid, Tommy Moreau. Entering turn number 1 out of Kirkwood, the Binghamton Truck and Tire Center, Joe's Garage, J&J Jamarino, 33. That is Scott Landers. Landers in car number 33. And those are the drivers here on track in hot laps. So the Mullins tow truck connect onto the front end of Ethan Gray. Gene Andrews, it's Pugsley, right? That's the nickname, Pugsley. The yellow waves here in the final group of hot laps for the mullet, Ethan Gray. Again, the big story coming on in here for CRSA tonight. Zach Sabaka, Dylan Paddock tied. You know, we love close points battles here, no matter what series it is. Obviously, Super Dirt Car Series, Mike mentioned a 4-point gap between the top two. For us here at CRSA, we've got a deadlocked battle between Paddock and Sabaka. We're at around the halfway mark in the season already. There's still a lot of racing left to go here. Regular points all end around September. Show-up points being awarded, though, until October with our New York 305 Nationals at Outlaw Speedway. So they pull Ethan Gray the infield. We come back to green for the final group. Record flag waves here in hot laps. No change amongst the top 6, but the Canadian kid, Tommy Moreau, goes 7th at a 14.322. Moreau's been having frame issues in his regular number 22 ride. In the end for hot laps, Dylan Paddock, the showstopper, quickest at a 13.558 over Johnny Smith, Zach Sabaka, Mikey Smith, Blake Warner, Darryl Ruggles, Tommy Moreau, Timmy Lotes, Matt Rotz, Ronnie Greek. That is the top 10. Again, CRSA lineups already have been set via pill draw for the heat races. We'll see them later on in just a bit. Hot laps are in the books. We've got Super Dirt Car Series hot laps ready to go. Excuse me, correction. Yep, Super Dirt Car Series hot laps ready to go. So we'll send things over. Mike and Shane have the call for the action there.
I want to take a moment and welcome everybody from Ryan Phelps Auto Sales here with us tonight. Established in 2010, Ryan Phelps Auto Sales started with a simple 2-car inventory in Ryan's front yard. From no employees, no lenders, and no reputation, Ryan Phelps Auto Sales is now flourished into one of the fastest growing independent dealerships in New York with more than 250 vehicles in Auburn, Sodus, and Phoenix. And we want to welcome everybody from Ryan Phelps Auto Sales with us here tonight. Visit RyanPhelps.com to learn more why everyone's buying from Ryan.
30 Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds rolling your way onto the Weedsport Speedway this evening. So the way this will work, they've been broken up into 3 separate groups, and their time trials a little bit later when they get out here for qualifying will be done by their heat races. But for right now, of course, this will just be the first hot lap session. Working his way over into turn number 3 and 4 out of Syracuse, New York, in the FX Cabrera Car Company's car number 15 machine. It's Reuter, Todd Root. He'll make his way down off of turn number 3 and 4. Then the driver behind him out of Binghamton, New York, in the FX Cabrera Harley Davidson, Scott Jeffrey Performance Plus. Car number 12, it's Darren Smith. Darren Smith will work his way off at turn number 4. Next driver making his way down on the front straightaway hails out of Welland, Ontario in the Transport Sales and Services. Car number 3, RS Kevlar Power underneath the hood in that Bicknell Racing Products chassis. That's going to be Dalton Slack. Dalton Slack will make his way down the front straightaway. And behind him will be the driver out of Montezuma, New York, in the MP delivery, Mohawk Northeast. Kevlar power underneath the hood in the M1. It's Dave Marcachilli. Dave Marcachilli will work his way up into turn number 1 and 2. Next driver, out of Garnerville, New York, in the Schultz Ford. Kurt Eyes Landscaping, car number 21M entry. That is Big Brother Bob Aganin, joining us out here this evening. And behind him will be the driver out of St. Peterville, Quebec, in the Gamache Group. Archipel, car number 91, Hollywood, Felix Waugh. Driver behind him comes off a big win at the Brewerton Speedway. His first win of the 2025 season, the FX Caprera Honda. Tracy Road Equipment, Jammer Sports Bar and Restaurant, car number 99L. That's Lightning Larry White. Larry White will work his way down the back straightaway. Then it'll be the Quality Forestry Management, car number 28 machine up Mike Troutschul. They'll work down into turn number 3 and 4. 2 more cars on the speedway right now. First up, the Honeywell Auto Parts. Car number 78 machine led 38 laps back here in May. That is Alex Payne in the 78 car. Behind him in the Pepsi sponsor, Agway of Alston, spot number 21A. That's the Batman, Peter Britton. Peter Britton going to work his way down the backstretch here as we get going with this first session of hot laps for the Super Dirt Car Series. And Larry is unloaded fast, 15.313 to get things started. So get the white flag here in the early going for what will be the hot lap session for heat race number 1. Todd Root quickest now, 15.308. White second quick. Alex Payne third quick with a 15.463. Alex Payne, meanwhile, he comes by. He'll go to the top of the leaderboard. 15.094 for the 2024 Series Rookie of the Year. The Slide Job Express, as he's known at the Land of Legends Raceway. Picked up the win at the Outlaw Speedway one night ago. Won at Land of Legends last Saturday night as well, as the 70A off to a good start as he is currently in line for the Jam Performance Fastest Hot Lap Award. Of course, Hot Laps does pay on the Super Dirt Car Series. Whoever has the fastest time after the Hot Lap sessions will get $100 courtesy of our friends from Jam Performance. And right now the driver in line for that is the driver of the 70A machine of Alex Payne. Group number 2 going to roll its way out onto the speedway. Leading him out, the driver out of St. Catharines, Ontario, in the Bush U Chevrolet. Barron's Performance Warehouse, North Country Market, car number 88. Your defending Super Dirt Car Series champion, it's Bunny Matt Williamson. Then behind him will be the driver out of Neshannock Station, New Jersey, in the Ace Materials Active Disposal, car number 6. It's Matt Stengel. Matt Stengel will work up into turn number 2. Behind him out of Ransomville, New York, coming off a second place finish at Land of Legends back earlier in July. In the high mark, Sterling Lubricants, Tim Hortons, car number 25, it's Eric Rudolph. Eric Rudolph will make his way down the back straightaway. Then behind him, out of Stanley, New York, in the Proctor Enterprises MP Delivery, car number 7Z, it's Zach Payne. Zach Payne will roll his way down into turn number 3 and 4. I'm just going to let everybody know ahead of time, Heat Race 2 is loaded, to say the least. Next driver in line, the 10-time Super Dirt Car Series champion out of Waterloo, New York, in the Herlock Auto and Speed Supply, St. Lawrence Radiology, Gibbons Produce, Westmoreland Golf Club, car number 9S, it's Super Matt Shepard. Then behind him, your current Super Dirt Car Series points leader, hailing out of Covington Township, Pennsylvania, in the Ferris Commercial Mowers, car number 84Y, it's Kid Rocket, Alex Jankowski. Tim Seegers Jr. in the EMV Energy Pit Stop Convenience Store. Car number 83, exit of Hastings, New York, rolls his way down the backstretch. Then behind him in the Bill Rose-owned car number 6 machine out of Leechburg, Pennsylvania. For the first time this season, please welcome Brian Swartzlander onto the speedway. Good to see Brian Swartzlander in action. And behind him out of Oswego, New York, first time we've seen this driver this season as well. The Lightning Management Penske Racing Shocks, car number 5H, the Heil driver, Chris Heil. Chris Heil out there on the speedway as well as we get going our second hot lap group this evening for the Super Dirt Car Series. Payne with the fastest time so far. Williamson, 15.239. Jimmy Phelps on the speedway as well in that J&B Installations. HPR Racing number 98 entry. Coming into tonight, the promoter of the Weedsport Speedway, as Payne still with the fastest time of the 15.094. Williamson second quick, 15.239. Peter Britton third quick, 15.247. Todd Root fourth quick, 15.308. Larry White fifth quick, 15.313. As group number 2 is completed. And the Bush U Chevrolet 88 machine of Matt Williamson picked up a win at the Ransomville Speedway one night ago. His 6th win of the year up on the Niagara Frontier. As group number 3 rolls its way out onto the track, the third and final hot lap group to make its way onto the speedway. Leading him out, the driver at Elizabethtown, New York, in the Adirondack Auto. Hunting a Plattsburgh car, number 35 entry. That's going to be Smooth Shoe, Mike Mahaney. Mike Mahaney will bring him up into turn number 1 and 2. Then it'll be the driver of the Rudy Scott Hooked. Car number X machine, it's Chad Phelps. Chad Phelps out of Oswego, New York, going to make his way up into turn number 1 and 2. Next driver currently sits in his modified rookie year in the Frado Curbing car number 30 out of Geneva, New York. That is Nick Root. Nick Root will work his way up into turn number 1 and 2. Then behind him, out of Rutland, Vermont, the Crash Palace Speed Center. 802 Towing and Recovery, North Country Market, car number 14. It's C.G. Maury. C.G. Maury out there on the speedway now in this third session of Hot Laps. Behind him, one of the drivers who's already been inducted into the Northeast Dirt Modified Hall of Fame out of Edwards, New York. And the St. Lawrence Radiology car number 19 picked up a big DIRTcar 358 Modified Series win a couple of weeks ago at the Cornwall Motor Speedway. That's Tim Fuller. Then behind him, driver who got a top 5 last night at the Albany Saratoga Speedway. In the Benson's Pet Center, car number 2, the Ginger Ninja Jack Lehner. Jack Lehner will work his way down into turn number 3 and 4. Driver out of Middlebury, Vermont, third-generation driver that is. In the Stone Motors, car number 15X, it's Justin Stone. He'll work his way up into turn number 3 and 4. And the next driver, Vinny Salerno, of course, getting his award the other night at the Hall of Fame inductions. He's the car owner of the number 4 Star Machine coming down the front straightaway. The Kaiser Aluminum Wheels entry, Swift Springs car. That is Anthony Perego. Rolling up into turn number 1 and 2. Will Shields be there on the speedway in the number 24 machine as he works down the back straightaway. And then behind him, the final car working their way out here for Hot Laps, the defending winner of the Hall of Fame 100 and winners of the Heroes Remembered 100 earlier this year out of Niagara on the Lake, Ontario, Canada. The Hallmark International Bart Contracting, Glenn Steyer's Racing, car number 44. It's Stuart Friesen. Stuart Friesen out there on the speedway for this final group of Hot Laps going green for the Super DIRTcar Series this evening. Friesen quickest in this group so far, 4th quick overall with a 15.286. Alex Payne was still with the time to beat. Field comes by, checkered flag coming out on the speedway. Friesen going to stay 4th quick, 15.286 as the final cars finish off their Hot Lap sessions this evening. Yellow and checkered coming out on the speedway. That'll wrap things up for Hot Laps for the Super DIRTcar Series and tonight's Champ Performance Fastest Hot Lap Award winner with a time of 15.094 out of Hopewell, New York. And the Honey Auto Parts car number 70A, Alex Payne. Alex Payne, your quickest so far in Hot Laps, pretty much picking up where he left off the last time we were in action here at Weedsport. And now it's time for the Empire Street Stock Series to make its way onto the speedway. We'll send it over to Shane Andrews for some full fendered action.
Thank you very much, Mike Warren, as the Empire Street Stock Series takes to the speedway. Leading him out in the CJ1 out of Canandaigua, New York. That's the Heart of Gold Vet Clinic, Stanley Ag Ride. That is TJ Guerry. Right behind him, his little sister out of Geneva, New York. That is Hannah Guerry Cyril. She is in the RX1. Also out on the speedway out of Varysburg, New York, in the Kirk Stark Weather Construction Zero car. That's John Zimmerman. And working his way down the back straightaway into turn number 3 right now, we find in car number 63 out of Rochester, New York, the Fellows Shepherds BAP Engines ride of Mike Fellows. Mike Fellows in the number 63. Mike Welch in the 00 out of Stanley, New York, the Mountain Dew Code Red Elbridge and Son Scrap Tick Trips machine. Behind him in car number 22, Todd Cagle, the State Fair Storage Ride out of Camillus, New York. And in car 87, that's Brandon Sherwood out of Sandburn, New York, the Susie Junk Cars Ideal Spray Foam Ride. First Hot Lap session for the Empire Street Stock Series, full fendered frenzy, taken to the speedway this weekend. As the 22 of Todd Cagle taking the family station wagon out for a ride tonight. The only thing missing are the wooden panels and the stickers that they're heading over to Wally World. I bet you Dave Farney owned a station wagon at one time. That's my guess. CJ Guerry in the CJ1, 17.55, 17.902 for Zimmerman. 18.566 for the number 63 of Mike Fellows. As the checkered flag will fall on this Hot Lap session for the Empire Street Stock Series. 13 Empire Street Stock Series racers here with us tonight. Little Lindsey Buckingham to take us back to
I had to. You opened the door.
I did. Mark Manullo in the number 25B. Making his way down the front straightaway. Behind him, we are going to find in car number 33. Make that 34. That's Brian DeWitt. Brian DeWitt in the number, the number 93. That's Jared Hill. Jared Hill in the 93. He is out of Dundee, New York. Luke Boom in the BOOM out of Woodhall, New York. The number 34, that is Byron DeWitt out of Pavilion, New York. And the number 62, that is Will Stivers, and he's had enough. He's got some smoke coming out of that car. Only the second race on that car for him in that number 62 machine. He's out of Syracuse, New York, as this is the final hot lap session for the Empire Street Stock Series. Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds will have their qualifying coming up next, as we'll take one more lap around the port with Mark Minutlo in that Honey Oil Auto Parts number 25. Jared Hill in the number 93, the 34 of Byron DeWitt. And Luke Boom out there in the 00 car. Checkered flag in the air from David Farney as Mark Minutlo. We'll see it first and end this hot lap session for the Empire Street Stock Series. Coca-Cola Beverages of the Northeast took flight as a single bottling operation out of Laconia, New Hampshire in 1977, and through rapid growth and various acquisitions, this small operation has grown into one of the nation's largest Coca-Cola bottlers. Currently operating 35 facilities, they are the official beverage of the Weedsport Speedway. Sterling Lubricants is not just about providing our customers with top quality oils and lubricants, but also superior customer service. You can find more about them at sterlinglubricants.com. The official tow truck vehicles of the Weedsport Speedway, Poland's Truck Center. They can be found online at polandstruckcenter.com. You can find them on Facebook or give them a call at 877-987-TOWS. And the official lawnmower of the Weedsport Speedway, that's Ferris Commercial Mowers. Power through each day knowing you'll feel better tomorrow. No pain, no gain. For more information, visit ferrismowers.com. Portside Pub is open. If you're 21 years of age or older, wine slushies and a nice variety of beers at the Portside Pub. The Gearbox is open. Get your latest in Weedsport swag. The Monroe Mechanical Pavilion. Great food over there. Sunday's ice cream bar is open. Had a hot fudge sundae earlier today. And, of course, 50-50 ticket sellers are coming through the grandstand area. First prize is the money. Second prize, 2 general admission tickets to tomorrow's World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Race. And third prize is 2 general admission tickets to Summerfest Super Dirt Series race right here at the Weedsport Speedway on August 17th. Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds ready to take to the Speedway for their qualifying. Mike, back to you.
Well, thank you, Shane. Once again, the way this will work, with 31 cars officially now on the board, with Will Shields coming in late. Drivers were still split into 3 different groups for tonight, and that is how they will time. Group 1, the lineup, set the lineups for heat race number 1. Group 2, heat race number 2, and so on and so forth this evening. Whoever is the fastest timer will receive $100 courtesy of Billy Whitaker Cars and Trucks, as well as he who gets the Billy Whitaker Cars and Trucks Quick Time Award. Meanwhile, as we do that, we're going to send it back down to the other member of our broadcast team down in the pit area, Dan Kapusinski. And Dan, I'll tell you what, as we get ready to go for this qualifying, Alex Payne off to a very fast start. I know you touched on it into the pre-race, but not really surprised he picked up where he left off this evening.
Well, momentum is a great thing, Mike. We all know that. From a guy that's been behind the wheel and myself, I can tell you when you're feeling good, when you're running up front, it's easy to come back and try to replenish that again and come back and do the same thing. But down here from the infield, looking at the racetrack, absolutely phenomenal. We're holding a lot of bite right now. I'm really interested to see how the laps are going to trail off here in these qualifying sessions. Very important for these drivers to have a really good lap right here to set themselves up for the rest of the night.
2 other guys I'm keeping an eye on through those hot lap sessions, just looking at the times, Larry White and Todd Root. Both guys, I think we could argue, in desperate need of a great run. For Todd Root, pretty much his home track he's here at tonight, and for Larry especially, you talked about momentum. It's going to be big this evening for him.
Well, and Larry getting a big win last night at the Brewerton Speedway. That Bicknell chassis that he's rolling with right now, he started 6th last night. He made all the right moves, got to the front. You know, and typically a win at Brewerton for Larry is like old hat, you know, nothing new. But they were so excited in victory lane last night. I think knowing that they've got a little bit of momentum going to be able to come right here tonight with $10,000 on the line. Keep an eye on the 99L. They looked fantastic last evening.
And good to have you here with us this evening. We'll check back in with you periodically throughout the night as we get ready to roll for our qualifying sessions coming up in just a few minutes. As we'd like again wants to welcome you all out here to the Weedsport Speedway this evening, the Hall of Fame 100 for the Super Dirt Car Series. The second of 4 stops here at the Weedsport Speedway in the 2025 season. And again, don't forget, night 1 of 2 big nights here at Weedsport this weekend is tomorrow night. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars will be in action for the Empire State Challenge. David Grabble, Donnie Schott, Sheldon Hodenshield, Buddy Kofoid, and others here this evening. Tomorrow night, going to be a lot of fun to see them in action, along with the Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds. Many of the drivers you'll see in action this evening will be there tomorrow as well here at Weedsport, looking to see if they can take home prize as well. What will be a couple of great features this evening as we get ready momentarily. Cars starting to line up down in the pit area 4. Our qualifying sessions this evening, and Dave Farney is pointing down into turn number 4. As we get ready, they'll come out 2 laps. Who's ever got the best will start on the pole in heat race number 1. We'll see who will be our Billy Whitaker Cars and Trucks Quick Time Award winner this evening as the first cars start to roll onto the speedway, and leading them out, the FX Caprera Car Company's Matt Goop Tools. Number 15 of Todd Root. Alex Payne, who we talked about earlier, your and Performance Fastest Hot Lap Award winner. Big Creek Concrete on the side of that car as well. The MP Delivery M1 of Dave Marcachilli, the 91 of Lightning Larry White, and the 28 of Mike Troutschold out there on the speedway. Root going to bring them off turn number 3 and 4, and we will get the green flag from Dave Farney for the first time as qualifying officially underway for the Super Dirt Car Series this evening. See Mike Troutschold making his way down off of turn number 3 and 4. Here's the 15 of Todd Root going to make his way by for the first lap. 15.337 for Todd Root. Alex Payne going to be second quick, 15.754. Marcachilli, 15.845. White, 15.792. Troutschold, fifth quick with a 16.132. So a good start for Todd Root. He'll stay with the 15.337. Second time around for Alex Payne, 15.505 for the 78 car. Marcachilli, third quick, just before Larry White beats him with a 15.636. Marcachilli, 15.769. And Michael Troutschold going to be fifth quick with a 16.132. But Todd Root, session 1A, going to be quickest with a 15.337. To kick things off, Alex Payne, 15.505. We'll get the second half of Group A to roll its way out onto the speedway. Again, this will set the starting lineups for heat race number 1 this evening. As we get the next group to roll out onto the speedway, Todd Root, 15.337. Alex Payne, 15.505. Larry White, 15.636. Dave Marcachilli, 15.769. Mike Troutschold, 16.132. Just waiting on the final 5 cars here for Group 1 to roll its way out onto the track. They will be making their way out. First up will be the driver out of Napierville, Quebec. In the Gamache Group, car number 91, the defending DIRTcar 358 Modified Series champion from 1 year ago. That is Hollywood Felix Waugh, the 91 machine. Dalton Slack in the 3RS car, the 21M of Bob McGannon, the 21A of the Batman, Peter Britton, and the 12 of Darren Smith make their way onto the speedway. Waugh will be the first car to take the green as he rolls up into turn number 1 and 2. In the 91 car, there's the Batman, Peter Britton. You're used to seeing the Pepsi car at Land of Legends. He's got that out here this evening. As Felix Waugh will come by for the first time. He'll be the first one to see the white flag. Fifth quick for Waugh, 15.879. 3RS of Dalton Slack, fifth quick, 15.780. Bob McGannon, eighth quick, 16.225. Peter Britton, fourth quick, 15.712. First time around for Darren Smith, sixth quick with a 15.772. Waugh second lap back to fifth with a 15.755. Dalton Slack second time, eighth quick, 15.780. Bob McGannon, 10th quick, 16.225. Peter Britton back to 4th with a 15.659. Darren Smith, second lap, 3rd quick with a 15.597. But on the pole in heat race number 1 with a 15.337 will be the driver out of Syracuse, New York, and Todd Root. So Todd Root, 15.337, will start on the pole in heat race number 1. He'll have Alex Payne to his outside a little bit later. So a good qualifying run for Root. One of our MD3 Rookie of the Year contenders here in the 2025 season. As we await Group 2 roll its way onto the speedway. The first half of Group 2 going to be led out by the driver of the EMV Energy Pit Stop Convenience Store, Penny Lebos Agency 83X machine at Tim Sears Jr., the Buzz Shoe Chevrolet, number 88. That is Money Matt Williamson. The Bill Rose owned car number 6 machine of Brian Swartzlander out there on the speedway, and the Proctor Enterprises 7Z of Zach Payne, and the 9S of Super Matt Shepard rolling on the speedway for this second group of qualifying, kicking things off for the Super Dirt Car Series this evening. First car to see the white flag will be the 83X of Tim Sears Jr. He'll roll his way by 15.713. Williamson will be quicker, 15.553, 15.822, third quick for Swartzlander. Zach Payne, fourth quick, 15.755. Matt Shepard to the top with a 15.483. Second time around for Sears, third quick, 15.599. Second time for Williamson, second quick, 15.597 on lap 2. Swartzlander to fifth quick with a 15.822. Zach Payne, fourth quick, 15.755. Shepard stays at the top, a little bit slower on lap 2 with a 15.661. But Matt Shepard, the time to beat here in Group 2 with a 15.483 for the driver. Hanging on to 99 Super Dirt Car Series wins in his career. Group 2B rolls onto the racing surface. The Lightning Management car number 5H of Chris Heil going to be the first car to roll out. That'll be the 25 of Eric Rudolph in the high mark entry. The 84Y machine of Kid Rock and Alex Jankowski, the 6 of Matt Stengel, and the 98H of Jimmy Phelps on the speedway now. As the green flag rolls onto the racing surface, there's Matt Stengel, the other MD3 Rookie of the Year contender. 15.483, the time to get to start on the pole here in heat race number 2. 15.337, the time to beat overall. As Heil rolls by, 6 quick with a 15.920. Eric Rudolph first lap, 15.871, good enough for 6th quick. Alex Jankowski, 4th quick with a 15.603. Matt Stengel, 9th quick with a 15.973. Jimmy Phelps, 8th quick, 15.901. Heil stays 6th quick, 15.789, faster on lap 2. Eric Rudolph remains 8th quick, 16.035 on that second lap. Jankowski, 2nd quick with a 15.550. Stengel, 10th quick, 15.997. Jimmy Phelps comes by, he'll be 9th quick with a 15.920 on lap 2. So heat race number 2, Matt Shepard will start on the pole with a 15.483. Alex Jankowski will be to his outside. And the time to beat overall still a 15.337 set by Todd Root. See if anybody can do that in heat race number 3. Looking to roll out onto the speedway. Leading him out will be the Frado Curbing, Scott Jeffrey Performance Plus, FX Cabrera Honda number 30 of Nick Root out of Geneva, New York. Then it's the Rudy's Got Hooked on Welding Supply X Machine of Chad Phelps. The 14 of C.G. Maury out there on the speedway. The 35 of Mike Mahaney in the Adirondack Auto Car. And the 4 of Anthony Perego. As the green flag rolls onto the speedway for Nick Root as they'll bring him up into turn number 1 and 2. Car goes around in turn 2. That's going to be the X Machine of Chad Phelps, and that's going to bring the caution out on the speedway. He'll get it turned back around, and we'll get things back in order before we go. Back to green flag conditions for the Super Dirt Car Series. And we will have a DIRTVision replay here momentarily. Take a look at it on your screen right now. You see him just getting a little bit hot going into turn number 1 and 2, and you can see the back end of the car just start to go around right in the middle of turn number 1, and that got it back around. And the call has gone down to go back to green flag conditions. As qualifying continues for the Super Dirt Car Series, Mike Mahaney in the 35 car. Makes his way off of turn number 4. There's Nick Root, big block modified rookie here in 2025. He'll be the first to see the white flag. Or rather, that'll be C.G. Morey with a 16.189. Mahaney quicker with a 15.555. Chad Phelps third quick, 16.335. Anthony Perego second quick with a 15.901. Nick Root third quick with a 16.129. Morey second lap, fourth quick, 16.189 once again. Mahaney to the top still with a 15.555. Chad Phelps up the fourth quick with a 16.132. Perego second time, second quick, 15.969 on lap number 2. And Nick Root will stay in second, or stay in third rather, with a 16.126. So a good run by Nick Root in the first half of Group 3. We will get our final 6 cars to roll onto the racing surface. Qualifying this evening. Jack Lehner of the Benson's Pet Center. Car number 2 machine will be the first car to roll onto the speedway. Tim Fuller in the St. Lawrence Radiology car number 19 entry. The Hall International 44 of Stuart Friesen. The 15 of Justin Stone. And the 24 of Will Shields out there on the speedway as the green flag comes out in this final session of qualifying for the Super Dirt Car Series this evening. First car coming around to take time will be the 2 of Jack Lehner. So across the flag stand, 6th quick for the Ginger Ninja with a 16.667. Fuller 6th quick, 16.250. Stuart Friesen first lap, 2nd quick with a 15.770. Justin Stone 7th quick with a 16.230. And Will Shields 9th quick with a 16.346. Second time around for Lehner, 3rd quick with a 15.771. Fuller 5th quick, 15.997. Friesen 2nd quick, faster on the second lap, 15.663, but not fast enough. Justin Stone 6th quick, 15.041. Will Shields faster on lap 2 with a 16.140. Mike Mahaney going to be the quickest in Group 3 with a 15.555 and a 15.663 for Stuart Friesen. Those are the drivers that will be on the front row. But tonight, Billy Whitaker Cars and Trucks Quick Time Award winner out of Syracuse, New York. In the number 15 machine, it's going to be Todd Root. And Dan Kapusinski, quickly we'll send it down to you. A quick run for Todd Root, to one that he definitely needed, and he's going to lead him to green tonight in heat race number 1.
Yeah, talk about having the best seat in the house here in that first heat race for Todd Root, a driver that's been around this speedway for many, many years, starting into the sportsman ranks and working his way up now into the Super Dirt Car Series. What a fine afternoon it's shaping up to be for the driver of the number 15. One thing, Mike, quickly, I've been keeping an eye on. We saw Chad Phelps get a little loose and spin down there in corner number 1. If you take a look in between that first and second corner, typically when it starts to slick off, you'll see it all the way around the duration of the corner. Well, there's a nice patch of bite right there in the center. These drivers are breaking traction before they're regaining it and then almost falling off a ledge coming out of turn 2 back into the slick again. So that first and second corner is going to be fun to watch as the heat races progress.
Well, thank you, Dan Kapusinski. Before we get ready for our opening ceremonies tonight, fans, we got a special giveaway for you tonight here at Weedsport. If everyone right now can please check under the front of your seats. If you have a magnet stuck under your seat, you are one of tonight's lucky winners of a Summerfest or Super Dirt Week ticket. You have one of those magnets, please make your way down to Jasmine, who's down by the flag stand. She's waving right now with your winning magnet, and come down to claim your prize. So a pretty good prize on the line tonight. But for the folks watching right now on DIRTVision, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to our opening ceremonies and roll into tonight's program a little bit later as you're watching coverage of the Hall of Fame 100 live on DIRTVision here at Weedsport.
I think it's a very big deal that we have AMCUS, providing us with the AMCUS cutting tools throughout our series and World Racing Group. It's good that we were able to get a product in that's reliable and it does the job. If for some reason we had to cut a car apart or get access to a driver or a patient, we know that this tool here is definitely the one that we're going to work the best, get us in there quickly.
If your answer to the summer heat is let it rain, we're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
Get ready for a Sunday stop in the Empire State.
They'll race side by side out of corner number 4. Trying to take the lead. They'll go wheel to wheel to turn 3. Splitting cars in turns 3 and 4 and 3 wide. Trying to power back around. He'll have a run out of turn number 4. We've got a race for the lead out of turn 2.
Blood in our hearts, dirt in our veins. Come see the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars near you.
Ready to unleash the full potential of your race engines? Look no further than BA Custom Headers. Trusted by top modified, late model, and sprint car race teams and engine builders across the U.S., our products deliver the performance and reliability you need to dominate the track. With a wide range of port configurations readily available and the ability to customize your unique requirements, don't settle for anything less than the best. Upgrade to BA Custom Headers today and experience the difference firsthand. Don't get left in the dust.
Welcome back to the Weedsport Speedway with the folks currently watching on DIRTVision, and we are ready to go with tonight's opening ceremony. So at this time, we ask that you please stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we get ready to roll for tonight's opening ceremonies. Dan Kapusinski, we'll send it down trackside to you.
Well, thank you very much, Mike Warren. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go with tonight's Hall of Fame 100 for the Super Dirt Car Series, presented by Ryan Phelps Auto Sales and Coca-Cola Beverages Northeast. As everybody has already rised, gentlemen have removed their hats. We're going to get things started with tonight's invocation by Mr. Greg Nitz.
Thank you. We have a prayer request for Papa Tom of Van Vorst as he continues to fight battle with illness for healing and comfort. And all things are a gift from God. And he allows things to happen in our lives so that we seek him. He wants our heart. Jesus said, stay in me and I in you, for without me you can do nothing. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, Lord God, we just thank you for this day. This is an opportunity to look to you, but a beautiful day here in Weedsport. Let your will be done, that it is your will, that the clouds part, and we just get the race tonight with uneventful weather. Lord, just guardian angels, hand of mercy be upon everyone here. We thank you for your love, for your mercy, and your grace. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And ladies and gentlemen, of course, we ask you all to please remain standing for the singing of both the Canadian National Anthem as well as the Star-Spangled Banner by Nick Stark.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, we are ready to get a huge Empire State Challenge weekend of racing underway at Weedsport, starting momentarily with our CRSA Sprint Car Heat races. We'll send it back up top now to Mike Warren.
Well, thank you, Dan. As the fireworks continue over the top of the Weedsport Speedway, we'll have some more fireworks coming our way in just a little bit. Don't forget, if you have a magnet underneath your seat and head down, here the flag stand, Jasmine is waiting with a special prize, either a Summerfest or Super Dirt Week ticket, but make sure you hand in one of those magnets as we get ready to roll here momentarily for our first of CRSA heat races of the evening. As Shane, going to be a great program here for the Super Dirt Car Series here at Weedsport.
It sure is, and we've got a great lineup for you here tonight. We're going to do it with the CRSA heats, Super Dirt Car Series heats, and then the Empire Street Stock heats. A couple of quick announcements. Mike Burgess to the front gate, please. Mike Burgess to the front gate. And for the second time, I'll make this announcement. Steve Sterling to the Hall of Fame booth, please. Steve Sterling to the Hall of Fame booth, if you would, please. As the track crew doing a little bit of work here on the Speedway before we get things started here tonight. Want to say thank you to everybody here at the Speedway on behalf of track owner Al Henke, general manager Jimmy Phelps, and business manager Betsy Angelone. We welcome you to the port for tonight's racing action. Hoosier Racing Tires, the official tire of the Weedsport Speedway. Tires designed for champions. Hoosier Racing Tires and VP Racing Fuels, the official fuel of Weedsport Speedway. VP Racing Fuel supplies over 60 different series and sanctioning body series in every variety of motorsports throughout the world. And our pace car tonight, that is brought to us by Whitaker Ford of Williamson. Mohawk Northeast is a family-owned and operated business since 1967. Mohawk Northeast specializes in heavy and marine construction as well as tugboat transportation. Mohawk Northeast is a Connecticut-based construction company that offers its valued clients cost-effective, efficient solutions founded on engineering expertise. For more information, visit mohawknortheast.com. And tomorrow, guys, I got a trivia question for you. Do you know what happened on July 27th, 2004? Actually, I'm sorry, 2014, 11 years ago. July 27th, tomorrow. I'll tell you, the very first race here at the Weedsport Speedway under the ownership of Al Henke.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes, the Sportsman
stat.
Classic. Yep. And with that trivia question, Marty, it's all yours.
Well, I'll give you a trivia question. When was the first time that CRSA ran at Weedsport? I just mentioned it a couple moments ago.
I wasn't listening.
May 27th, 2019. Those were some good memories, Shane and Mike. Thanks very much, gentlemen. As We get set to go for the first of 4 heats for the Avert Ice Storage Container CRSA Sprints. Here's how they line up. On the pole, out of Walton in car number 22M, that's Aaron Shelton. Shelton in the Renegade Performance and Service Prescott Racing number 22M. To his outside, out of Lyons, New York, Jordan Fries. The Papa's Place Pizzeria, Blum Brothers Customs, Blades and Spades Landscaping number 9. Row number 2, starting third, our first-time CRSA feature winner from last week from Scranton, Pennsylvania, the Peter Andrews and Family Construction 4ST, the Music Man, Mikey Smith. He was outside, starting fourth, out of Syracuse, the Warner's Lawn and Snow Total Seal Fast Forward Fiberglass Repairs 21B, the Bulldog, Blake Warner. Third row from Ontario, the Elaf Smokers Boutique 121, Grumpy Steve Glover. And to his outside from Deedsboro in the D9, Precision Asphalt Milling, Williams Fence and Excavating Ride, that's Dustin Sen. Fourth row from Parrish in the Sterling Lubricants number 38, that is Zach Sabaka. To his outside from Oneonta, the Midtel 28, that's Ronnie Greek. And rounding out shotgun on the field out of Hopewell, New York, the Sterling Lubricants, Mike Maston Engineering, Alicia's Cut and Curl, 48A. That's the Queen of Speed, Alicia Bay. Tyler Grosscup with the white flag. 1 lap to the green flag. That's Chicken Hawk. I can't think of many nicknames for him as much as Shane Andrews likes to do with Dave Farney.
I say, that's a good nickname.
Well, I guess you could say he learned from the Rooster, Scott Hickson. So, but anyway. Heat 1 set to go. Top 5 transfer to the big show. Top 8 altogether in passing points will make the redraw. What do you say, Weedsport? You ready for day 1 of some sprint car action? Aaron Shelton, Jordan Fries, off for turn 1 to the green. Heat 1 underway. Third star. Oh, trouble. Dustin Sen already around in turn 2. Stuck up there on the high side. Yellow lights are on as we waste no time. Dustin Sen looking to make his first feature here at Weedsport after a couple of attempts. Was 20th last week at Thunder Mountain. Series best finish of 12th at Woodhull. We'll move the drivers up a spot that were behind Dustin Sen. So Sabaka to 6th, Greek to 7th, and Alicia Bay to 8th. Go to a DIRTVision replay, show you what happened here with Dustin Sen in turn 2. Was there contact from Zach Sabaka? Nope, Dustin Sen just simply lost it. Another look here from the speed shot in turn 2. No damage on the Precision Asphalt Milling D9, so he'll go tail. No laps complete here in heat race number 1. A reminder, top 5 transfer, top 8 altogether in passing points. We'll head to the redraw. Set to go green, take 2 here of heat 1. Your contact between Mikey Smith and Jordan Fries, but Aaron Shelton has the race lead. Fries trying to hang on to third with Blake Warner right to her inside. And the Bulldog takes it. Zach Sabaka sends her deep. Tries to move up to 4th off for 4. Aaron Shelton leads lap 1. Steve Glover moves into the final transfer spot for right now. And Zach Sabaka has got a car on rails looking for some passing points. He's actually doing double duty this weekend. Our only CRSA driver that will be running tomorrow with the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. Mikey Smith, though, all over Shelton for the race lead. Better 1 and 2 from Shelton. While this Music Man looks better in 3 and 4. Ronnie Greek, Jordan Fries. Good battle on the racetrack. That is for 6th. Fries trying to hang on and play some defense off the Midtel 28. Our way up near the front still is Mikey Smith looking for some lines here to get past Aaron Shelton, who made his first feature this season last week at Thunder Mountain. And speaking of Thunder Mountain, Mikey Smith, the first-time winner, joined Johnny Smith, who also won Thunder Mountain last month. That's first-time winners in 2025. The guy in third, Zach Sabaka, also won his first career CRSA feature. High, wide, and handsome Mikey Smith, but Shelton slams the door right in his face as we've got 5 laps complete, 3 to go in Heat 1. Shelton trying to clear the Music Man off for turn number 2. Mikey sends her deep, rips the lip off the corner. Do we have a new leader? No. Shelton very good on defense, but 2 sticks in the air, 2 laps to go. Shelton better in 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Mikey Smith with the sleight of hand advantage. Meanwhile, Third, Sabaka. Fourth, Warner. Fifth, Alicia Bay. Better 3 and 4 that time from Shelton. 1 lap to go. Looking for the heat win, trying to become the 21st different heat winner of the season. Mikey Smith not done. Great exit for the Music Man. Can he send her deep into 3 and 4? He's grooving. He's grooving. They nearly touch photo. Aaron Shelton with the win. Mikey Smith gets the wall but finishes second. Zach Sabaka third. Blake Warner fourth. Alicia Bay rounds out the top 5. Roddy Greek in 6th. Steve Glover 7th. Dustin Sen 8th. And Jordan Freese 9th. Weedsport Speedway, give it up for Aaron Shelton and Mikey Smith. They put on a duo to close out Heat 1. That's how you get the sprint car weekend started. With Heat 1 in the books, we now meet the lineup for Heat Race numero dos. On the pole out of Waterloo, BP80. Our winner from last May, Bobby Perro in car number 80. He was outside out of Seneca Falls in car number 18. That's big time, Timmy Loads. Row 2 starting third out of Fulton in the 30K. Kamikaze, Ken Klinkowski. He was outside out of Altamont in the number 3A, the all-time leading CRSA Sprint Car Series A main feature winner. That's Jeff Trombley starting 4th. Row number 3 starting 5th from Central Square in the 71R. That's Rachel Zacharias. To her outside, the 8B making his CRSA debut from Savannah, that is Blake Breen. Row number 4 from Binghamton in car number 3, that's Bailey Boyd. Who is outside, the 29 out of McDonough, that's Dalton Herrick. Final car on the grid for heat race number 2 out of Nassau on the 55, that's Michael Hart. Don't forget CRSA with merchandise at the merch trailer. Go see Heidi. Tell her that Marty sent you. Series tees, hats, hoodies, stickers, and more. And don't forget the new 20th anniversary t-shirts. Go get some right now at the CRSA apparel. Some drivers also selling some swag of their own. Zach Sabaka right next to our CRSA trailer. And I believe Jordan Hutton as well has a table set up too. Again, another edition of the I-90 Pit Stop Challenge. Pit Stop and their 16 different locations throughout the central New York area has offered up the I-90 Pit Stop Challenge. I also see a healthy point fund offered the top 10 points earners at our stops along the thruway. Pit Stop with all your favorite drinks, snacks, and prepared food for your racing road trip. I got my cool blue Gatorade Zero from Pit Stop. Hopefully you got a drink to cool off unless you're at home inside the air conditioned. Chicken Hawk will get set. White flag waves. We'll clean them up. They'll come to green. Now we'll actually go white this time. We'll settle them here. All right, for Heat 2, again, Bobby Perro, Timmy Loads, Ken Klinkowski, Jeff Trombley, Rachel Zacharias, Blake Green, Bailey Boyd, Dalton Herrick, Michael Hart, the field here, and Heat number 2 of 4 for the Averard Ice Storage Containers CRSA Sprints. Once more, top 5 drivers transfer to the A main. Top 8 all together in passing points. Make the redraw, 9 through 14 in the dash. Here we go. Earl with the slide job, wasting no time to take the race lead. Loads in second, Ken Klinkowski trying to make a run. Jeff Trombley also trying to up on the second groove. Wing to wing for the top spot. Timmy Loads trying to get a run here on BP80 for the race lead. Perro knows this track very well. Loads looking for his best starting spot ever here at the Weedsport Speedway, and he's showing some speed under that Papa's Place Pizzeria, number 18. Trombley third, Klinkowski fourth, Dalton Herrick rounds out the final transfer spot with Blake Breen all over the number 29. Klinkowski a tough 1 and 2 for him. That'll cost him a spot to the 29 of Dalton Herrick. They drag race into turn 3, and Herrick sends her deep to take away the 4th position. Ooh, Breen overdrives the cushion there in 3 and 4. Dusting the top off just a little bit. Now deals with some company from Bailey Boyd. The race for 6th is on. If Boyd can reel in Klinkowski once again for that final transfer spot into the show. Boyd testing around the outside, though, of Blake Breen. Blake Breen, Bailey Boyd. A lot of B's there in this battle for 6th on the track. Boyd, good exit there off of turn number 2. Gets on the binders to avoid making contact with the 8B. But it's still, though, Timmy Lotz, your race leader. 1.2 seconds, the delta up on BP80, Bobby Perro. Probably 3rd, Dalton Herrick 4th, and Ken Klinkowski in the top 5. Remember, last time we were at Weedsport Speedway, 2 laps to go, Timmy Lotz won the B main. And then after taking the checkered flag, crashed into Rachel Zacharias, who had spun in front of him, and Lotz just had nowhere to go. Hopefully this is not the case here with 1 lap remaining here at Weedsport Speedway for heat race number 2. This heat win for Timmy Lotz would actually be his first of the season off for turn 4, the number 18, big time, your heat 2 winner. Bobby Perro in 2nd, Jeff Trombley in 3rd, Dalton Herrick in 4th, Ken Klinkowski makes his first feature of the year. He's in 5th, Bailey Boyd 6th, Blake Breen 7th, Rachel Zacharias 8th, and Michael Hart 9th. But your heat 2 winner, the Papa's Place Pizzeria number 18, how about it for big time Timmy Lotz? Good start here to the night at the port. Let's meet the field for heat race number 3. On the pole out of Bolivar in the 25G, Tyler Graves, TG to his outside out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. In the number 4S, that's the Firecracker Kid, Johnny Smith. Row 2 starting 3rd out of Hopewell in car 77, the Hopewell Hot Shoe. Matt Rotz to his outside from Syracuse. In the number 13, that's Keith Granholm. 3rd row, starting 5th out of Hopewell in the 48 JR. That's the motorized madman, Darryl Ruggles, who's outside out of Savannah in car number 8, the showstopper, Dylan Paddock. The final row tonight, starting 7th, also a past winner at Weedsport alongside Darryl Ruggles as well. Of Hannibal in car number 66, that's Jay Hutt, Jordan Hutton. And rounding out the grid, starting 8th out of Deansboro in the 410, that's the Bumblebee, Jerry Sen Jr. And it's like no Tyler Graves here on the grid. Remember, had issues in hot laps. Immediately pulled off. Just trying to refire that thing back in the pits, but more issues for TG. No Tyler Graves. We are actually going to slide the row up here. I'll put Matt Rotz on provisional pole position here. Once we get this lineup all good, we'll clean them out, then come to right. White. Averdye Storage Containers, 22-year proud partner with the Mike Gemhoff Motorsports family of companies and the title sponsor for the CRSA Sprints in 2025. Their products are visible to race fans all over New York. With a combination of local products and people, Averdye can provide you with temporary storage or office space tailored specially for you. Visit them online at averdye.com or like them on Facebook at Averdye Storage. So the grid looks like this. Matt Rotz on pole, Johnny Smith in second, Darryl Ruggles in third, Keith Granholm starts 4th, Jordan Hutt in 5th, Dylan Paddock in 6th, and Jerry Sen Jr. in 7th. And top 5 transfer into the show this evening for CRSA. Fire between the two chalk lines, we're green. Johnny Smith wastes no time out to the point. There's the showstopper on his showstopper lane. Dylan Paddock, he loves the top here at Weedsport and is wasting no time. What a start from Dylan Paddock from 6th to 2nd in 1 lap. Matt Rotz is 3rd, Jordan Hutt in 4th, Keith Granholm rounds out the top 5. Jay Hutt downstairs where Papa hides the wine for the 3rd position on the track, and the 66 takes it away. Granholm tries to grab 4th from Matt Rotz, not working there. Darrell Ruggles, Jerry Sen Jr. were just wing to wing for the final spot on the racetrack. Johnny Smith and Dylan Paddock are in their own world right now, battling for the top spot in heat race number 3. Paddock looking low, Johnny Smith looking mid. Granholm, Darrell Ruggles, though, good battle on the track as well. And the motorized man judge out Granholm at the line for the final transfer spot by 0.03 of a second. We double box on DIRTVision. The race for the lead on the left side of your screen. The race for the final transfer spot on the right. Wing to wing off at 2. Paddock trying to grab the run on the Firecracker Kid. Can't do anything about it just yet. Smith cutting off Dylan Paddock's line for right now. The Firecracker Kid holding it on. Remember, the Smith family team, if you watch CRSA regularly, they love the high side. They don't like to go to the bottom side. We saw it a lot at Thunder Mountain. You can see it somewhere similar like Weedsport. Johnny Smith rips the lip. We continue to watch the race on track for 6th. Keith Granholm, Jerry Sen Jr. Not the best entry that the Bumblebee wanted into turns number 3. Granholm still trying to hang on. Gap between him and Darrell Ruggles for the final spot in is at 0.8 of a second. Doctor's jacket in the air, 1 lap to go in heat 3 for the Firecracker Kid, Johnny Smith. The Smith brothers have been very good with heat wins this season. This would be heat win number 3 for the driver out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. And they're looking to go back-to-back after Mikey won last week at Thunder Mountain. Johnny Smith, your winner in heat race number 3. 2nd to Dylan Paddock, 3rd across the line, Jordan Hutton. 4th belongs to Matt Rotz and Darrell Ruggles in 5th. Keith Granholm 6th, Jerry Sen Jr. 7th, and Tyler Graves in 8th. Well, that does it for heat race number 3 and your winner in the Peter Anderson Family Construction and Affordable Repair Service 570 Power Cold Cars Consulting number 4S. How about it for the Firecracker Kid, Johnny Smith?
Well, race fans, coming up next on the docket, the Super DIRTcar Series Big Block Modified Heat Races. Something that I need to read to everybody. I don't like to do this, but I do need to do it, even on nice nights like this. It's our rain check policy, Weedsport Speedway inclement weather policy. In the event of inclement weather that fully cancels an event, Weedsport Speedway will refund tickets that were purchased electronically through the application. Tickets or pit passes purchased at the event will be refunded provided the purchaser returns the ticket or pit pass to the office in person or via USPS, United States Postal Service. The ticket then will be refunded. Cash refunds will only be available 2 hours after the event has been canceled. An event is considered complete once qualifying and all qualifying heat races are completed. Refunds of any type for completed events will not be given.
Thank you, Shane. Lineup for our final heat race for the Averett Ice Storage Container CRSA Sprints looks like this. On the pole from Kirkwood in car number 33, Scott Landers. To his outside from Scottsville in the number 81K, the D-Train, whoop whoop, Dalton Martin. Row 2 starting 3rd out of Spencerport. He's in the 121X this evening. It's Spencer Burley. To his outside from Bomoseen, Vermont in the number 61. That's the Jet, Johnny Scarborough. Row 3 starting 5th out of Manchester in the 17E. That's the Bullet, Ethan Gray. To his outside from Palermo in car number Z28. That's Tucker Donnet. Final row from Sherbrooke, Quebec in the number 21. That's the Canadian Kid, Tommy Moreau. And rounding out the field out of Constantia in the 10X, that's the party man, Vince Chicklets. Great to see everyone here at Weedsport Speedway this evening. We got a great weekend on store, obviously. Big blocks, 305 sprints, street stocks, all leading up to the World of Outlaws in town tomorrow night for the Empire State Challenge. Kyler Groves Cup with the white flag, 1 lap to green. He'll have some assistance from Dave Farney to begin this one. Wonder what it's like for Chicken Hawk to get some assistance here from the man himself. Final heat race set to go. Top 5 transfer in. Again, 8 altogether will Make the redraw via passing points, 9 to 14 altogether. Make the Elap Smokers Boutique Scramble Dash. Landers, Martin, bring us to green for the final heat race. Good jump for the 33 of Scott Landers. Dalton Martin trying to clear Spencer Burley. He does. Johnny Scarborough, the Jet, trying to test the top here on Burley. They're wing to wing off for turn number 4. Lap 1 led by Landers. Final transfer spot at the line belongs to the party man, Vince Chicklets. He edged out Ethan Gray by 0.03 of a second. Trouble in turn 2, and it's Tommy Moreau and Vince Chicklets getting together. Moreau tries to fire this back up. The ignition didn't go away, but the caution flag flies. Well, Vince Chicklets spun out on his own, running in 5th at the time. Tommy Moreau left with nowhere to go. It's been a bad luck season for the Canadian kid who finished 2nd in series standings last season. Talked with Tommy about it. Hoping for good things to turn his way this weekend. Blake Warner's number 21, their 2nd number 21 ride. DIRTVision replay coming up here. Show you what happened between Vince Chicklets and Tommy Moreau. Racing for position on your screen, and the party man just partied a little bit too hard and does a bit of a 720, and Moreau left with nowhere to go. Caution once again waves here in heat race number 4. Don't forget Super Dirt Car Series heat races coming up in just a matter of moments. The lights are off. We're coming to green this time by Scott Landers. Dalton Martin, the front row per CRSA rules. We are doubled up for heat races until 2 to go, and then our B main and A main up until 5 laps remaining. Really thought about the inside for that top spot, but it's Landers that clears Martin and Burley while they go side by side off for turn 2. Tucker Donith off the pace just a little bit. I think he scraped the wall, but all is good. Gets back into gear. Landers with company for the lead. Here comes Dalton Martin, the D-Train, trying to chug its way through to the point. Can he find some grip off at turn 2? Yes, he does, but the gap stays at a car length and a half. Early 3rd, Scarborough 4th, and Ethan Gray rounds out the final transfer spot. The party man Vince Chicklets trying to rebound the things. Chicklets normally drives the 10 VC. In the 10X last week at Thunder Mountain, Shane Spoonhauer piloted it to an incredible finish, just I believe just outside the top 10. Very fast. Spoonhauer won his heat in that 10X last week at Thunder Mountain. Best race on the track we're watching closely is 2nd. Spencer Burley trying to get an opportunity to pounce on Dalton Martin for the 2nd spot. Burley's been running this car a lot lately, whether it be with CRSA or weekly action at the Land of Legends Raceway in Canandaigua, and it's worked for him really well. Piloted the 121 a couple weeks ago to some very good finishes. Different car though, his normal 15B that he's had, best finished 3rd in CRSA action. Still trying to challenge on Dalton Martin. Scarborough 4th, Chicklets 5th now. He's past Ethan Gray for that final transfer spot in the show. Really trying to grab bite off at turn 2. Nothing doing there. White flag waves. Final lap here in the final heat race. Scott Landers trying to tie Dylan Paddock in heat wins this season with 4 apiece. Watching the race for 3rd as well, for 2nd, excuse me, on DIRTVision. Trouble in turn 1. Ethan Gray spins. Caution flag waves before Landers is able to take the checkers. So this one is not over just yet. They did not take the checkered flag. So this 5th place battle just got a lot interesting. Just when the party man Vince Chicklets thought he was safe, he's not. Gray running 6th at the moment of his spin in the Dispatch Brewing Company 17E. DIRTVision replay coming up here on your screen. We'll see what caused the bullet to spin and just simply lost it in turn 1. A lot of oversteer in that 17E. Ethan's been working on a lot of things in his ride this entire season. Fuel pickup issues mostly. Team believes they do have the issue fixed. We'll see. Ethan can get it figured out. Try and make the feature. So per the CRSA rulebook, we will head into a green-white checkered. And this is a single file restart. Drivers must pass to the right of the cone out before the start-finish line. Cannot pass anyone before they pass the cone. If you hit the cone or pass the left on it, you'll be penalized after the next notable flag, whether it be caution or checkers. And your top 5, 2 laps to go. Scott Landers, Dalton Martin, Spencer Burley, Johnny Scarborough, and Vince Chicklets. They are the transfer cars at the moment. Tucker Donath, the first one out in 6th. Here we come, back to the green flag. Chicklets trying to help himself for the passing points. Underneath the jet for 4th, and here comes Tucker Donath for 5th. Look at Tommy Moreau, gets the door slammed though as he tried to go 2 for 1 there down the back straight. White flag flies, final lap here in heat 4. Scott Landers remains out in front. Still keeping our eye on Johnny Scarborough, the jet hanging on to the final transfer spot. Can Tucker Donath steal it? Spencer Burley takes away the 2nd spot. Scarborough clears Donath off for turn number 2, but the caution waves again for Ethan Gray. Once again, it goes from bad to worse for the bullet, Ethan Gray. Meanwhile, Spencer Burley went for a pass for 2nd. I believe he did have Dalton Martin clear, but because they're not crossing the line with that spot, he's forced to line up behind the D train. DIRTVision replay coming up here for you. And same situation, just simply lost it once again. And identical spins, deja vu here in the final laps of this heat race for the bullet. Ethan Gray to the back. And now we'll take 1 lap off because we were in overtime technically. This time it will be green checkered to the end. So just a 1 lap dash to figure out who wins the final heat race. And your top 5, Scott Landers, Dalton Martin, Spencer Burley, Johnny Scarborough, and Vince Chicklets, they would all make the transfer. Tucker Donath, first one out in 6th. Then it's Tommy Moreau and Ethan Gray. 1 lap shootout coming to the green here at Weedsport. Glover with Burley with a run underneath of the Glover 121, trying to take away 2nd. Vince Chicklets through to 4th. John Scarborough trying for passing points off the corner. Checkers wave. Scott Landers, your winner in heat 4. Photo for 2nd. Dalton Martin edges out Spencer Burley by 600ths. Vince Chicklets 4th. John Scarborough 5th. But we had everyone decide to go crazy coming to the checkered flags as Tucker Donath, Tommy Moreau, Ethan Gray all stopped on the racetrack. Drivers were just getting aggressive to the checkered flag there in the end. Obviously not what you want to see from everyone. 4th heat win of the season for the driver of the number 33. How about it for Scott Landers? Obviously, we'll have to get scene of the crime all cleaned up here off of turn 4 and on the front straightaway. DIRTVision replay real quick coming to the end. Wireless shot just saw Moreau and Donath getting together. Now, that's a race for 6th. That's pretty much racing for B main spots, although we do line them up by passing points in the B main. So, Moreau just trying to go for everything and just gets Tucker as collateral. So, heat races are in the books. Turn things back over to the voice of the Weedsport Speedway, Shane Andrews, with some public service announcements.
Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the port. Great to have everybody here with us tonight. Ryan Phelps Auto Sales bringing us tonight's racing action. Ryan Phelps Auto Sales offers nearly 30 lenders, including but not limited to giant national lenders, local credit unions, and great first-time buyer programs with the buyer in mind. Ryan Phelps Auto Sales also has multiple lenders who specialize in bad credit and even offers its own in-house buy here, pay here program that does build your credit. With A-plus rankings with the Better Business Bureau and top ratings on Google and Facebook, Ryan Phelps Auto Sales was recently voted the best used car dealership in the region and the Finger Lakes' finest used car dealership. With dealership locations at 481 Grant Avenue Road in Auburn, 49 West Main Street in Sodus, and 9328 Oswego Road in Phoenix, why not give them a try? Visit RyanPhelps.com to learn more about why everyone's buying from Ryan. CRSA heat races are completed. Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds. Mike Warren, back to you.
Well, thank you, Shane. 3 Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modified Heat Races coming your way. Each of them will be 8 laps the distance. The top 6 will transfer into tonight's Hall of Fame 100. The top 4 will go to the redraw. So a lot of redraw spots up for grabs this evening as the first of 4 Super Dirt Car Series Heat Races rolls onto the Speedway. Here's how the starting lineup will go for this one. Up on the inside of the front row, your Billy Whitaker Cars and Trucks Quick Time Award winner out of Syracuse, New York in the FX Cabrera Car Company's 15. It's Todd Rutan to his outside in the Honey Auto Parts car number 78. It's Alex Payne. He'll start second. Starting third in the FX Caprera Harley Davidson car number 12, it's Darren Smith. And to his outside out of Phoenix, New York in the FX Caprera Honda 99L, it's Lightning Larry White. Starting in fifth in the Pepsi car number 21A, the Batman, Peter Britton. And to his outside in the Gamache Group car number 91, it's Hollywood, Felix Waugh. The MP Delivery M1 of Dave Marca Chili. The Transport Sales and Services 3RS of Dalton Slack. The Schultz Board, Kurt Eyes Landscaping 21M of Big Brother Bob Gannon. 8 laps the distance, top 6 transfer, top 4 will go to the redraw. The Super Dirt Week 53 pace car makes its way into the infield as the drivers work to the VP making power point. Todd Root will fire. Green flag is out. We're underway in heat race number 1.
The Rooter will lead them into turn number 1 and 2 on the whole shot as Alex Payne, Larry White, and Darren Smith give chase. But here comes the number 91, Awa, on the top side looking to make something happen for the 4th spot.
Larry White trying to find his way around the 78 of Alex Payne off turn number 4 as well. They're side by side as they power up into turn number 1 and 2. Larry, of course, he's using the Larry lane off by turn number 2 this time. Gets a good run, trying to go to the outside of the 78, but Payne going to slide up in front of him. He'll cross him over through turn number 3 and 4 as they'll wheel to wheel. They'll come by to click off lap number 2 with Payne still holding the spot.
White, the winner last night at the Brewerton Speedway, running in 3rd. Smith rides in 4th. Y is 5th. The 21A, the Batman, running in 6th. 6 to transfer, 4 to the redraw. And right now, Smith in the 12th car has the position.
Felix Waugh wants to take it away from him, though, as they work off at turn number 4. Waugh got it right down to the bottom, looking to see if Smith makes a miscue. He opens the door a little bit right about the apex of turn number 1 and 2 as they roll down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4, though. Waugh's going to turn it back up to the top side. They'll come by this time in 4 to go. All out in front is Todd Root.
Todd Root continues to lead. Alex Payne still there for the 2 spot at the halfway point. Peter Britton in the 21A sees an opening underneath the 91 of Y. He looks to take the 5 spot. He'll have it into turn number 3.
The Batman rolls past Hollywood on the inside lane as he's going to lift the left front up, the 91 does, but Batman going to hold the spot. He's 1 away from a redraw position as they carry him down into turn number 1 and 2 again. They'll work down into turn number 3 and 4 as they bring him down into the turn once again. 2 to go, sign out onto the Speedway. 6 in, 2 remain for Todd Root out front.
As they work their way into turn number 1, the Batman, Peter Britton in the 21A, feeling the pressure once again from Juan. The number 91 machine opens up a car length advantage as he goes after the Darren Smith number 12 for the final transfer spot. 1 to go, says Dave Farney for the Rooter.
Barrett's 1 lap to go onto the Speedway right now as the 15 of Todd Root continues to lead this one off at turn number 2. You're watching Peter Britton to see if we can get by Darren Smith for that final redraw spot as Root brings him down off at turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out. Todd Root going to pick up the win in heat race number 1, his first Super Dirt Car Series heat race win in 2025. Payne will finish in 2nd. 3rd will be Larry White. 4th will be Darren Smith. They'll go to the redraw. Joining them in the field will be Peter Britton and the 91 of Hollywood, Felix Waugh. So Todd Root going to pick up the victory in heat race number 1, his first heat race win of the season. And he's going to take the hard right-hand turn. As Rooter picking up his first heat race win. So excited, went back to the pit area right away. That one.
Was looking to celebrate.
Absolutely. I know he's going to be very happy. You'll see a big, wide smile on him as we get ready for heat race number 2 behind the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro Pace truck. Up on the inside of the front row, out of Waterloo, New York, in the Hurlock Auto and Speed Supply number 9S, it's Super Matt Shepard into his outside in the Covington Township, Pennsylvania. In the Ferris Commercial Motors, car number 84Y, that is Alex Jankowski. Starting in spot number 3, the Bus Shoe Chevrolet, number 88, it's Money Matt Williamson into his outside in the EV Energy. Car number 83X, it's Tim Sears Jr. Starting in 5th in the Proctor Enterprises, car number 7, Z Machine. That's going to be Zach Payne into his outside. It's Chris Heil in the 5H. Brian Swartzlander in the 6th, the 25 of Eric Rudolph. 98H of Jimmy Phelps, and the 6 of Matt Stangl going to make up a loaded heat race number 2. As Shepard brings him to the VP making PowerPoint. Green flag is back out on the speedway. We're underway. Heat race number 2.
Shepard and Jankowski, no stranger to one another. They see each other each and every Friday night at Utica Rome as they battle down the back straightaway. Matt Williamson in the 88, Timmy Sears in the 83, and Zach Payne in the 7Z, as it's going to be Super Matt leading them here on lap number 1.
Shepard, your leader. Jankowski bows down to the number 2 spot. Then it's the 88 machine of Williamson in 3rd. A big battle going on way back through the field, though. 3 wide off turn number 2 as Brian Swartzlander, the meat and a Phelps-Rudolph sandwich as they bring him down off of turn number 3 and 4. And Rudolph going to look to be the one to, nope, it's going to be Phelps that takes the advantage on the inside lane. But what a battle here with 2 complete.
The Bandit able to take the 6th and final transfer spot away, putting Rudolph back to 7th. Meanwhile, back up in front, Jankowski following in the tire tracks of the 9S of Super Matt Shepard as they cross 1-2. Williamson still there for 3rd. And Sears holding it down to the 4th and final redraw spot.
The work up into turn number 1 and 2. Once again, Jankowski trying to keep pace as you see Matt Stangl trying to find his way around Eric Rudolph. Rudolph is outside the top 6 right now, looking to get into a transfer position, but we're at the halfway side. 4 in, 4 remain. Rudolph's got to go.
Rudolph needs to pick it up, but the pickup now is on the front of the field. Jankowski right there with the Shepard number 9S. Jankowski's going to take a look to the inside. He'll pull even terms with Super Matt. Drag race, give it. Half car length to Shepard into 1.
Jankowski digs down on the bottom of the racetrack one more time. Still wheel to wheel up a turn number 2, side by side. These two have had plenty of battles before. They'll roll him down into turn number 3 and 4. Once again, Jankowski on the bottom. Another drag race to the line this time, but it's still Shepard by just a little bit with 2 to go.
Into turn number 1 and 2. It's now Jankowski out in front with that Ferris Commercial Motors number 84Y. Shepard back to the 2 spot in the 9S, but he's not finished. He's going to come back to the top shelf. 1 to go. Jankowski by a car length.
Barrett's 1 lap to go as Shepard going to turn it back up to the top side to see if he's got anything for Jankowski. But Jankowski with a great run off turn number 2 pulls ahead by about 6 car lengths. One last swing for Matt Shepard through turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out. Winner of heat race number 2 is Alex Jankowski. Second will be Shepard. Joining him in the redraw will be Matt Williamson and Tim Sears Jr. Zach Payne and Jimmy Phelps going to punch their ticket into tonight's show. But how about that one, Weedsport race fans? What a heat race. Alex Jankowski, give it up for him. The current series points leader, picking up a win in the heat races. And of course, we do offer bonus points on the Super DIRTcar series for the heat races. 5 for the winner, 4 for second, 3 for third, 2 for fourth, and 1 for fifth. That extra point going to be key, as right now, your current point leader going to bring it down trackside. He'll get his helmet off, and Dan Kapasinski, what a wild heat race number 2.
Tell you what, race fans, if you don't think heat racing matters, how about that race right there? Alex Jankowski in a lineup that could have almost been the front of a feature lineup there, Alex. Boy, you worked your tail off on that one. Talk about chasing Matt down and how that feels to get a pass like that done here to start your night.
Yeah, I mean, the 9S and 88 are really good. So, it's tough racing with them at any point, but only the heat race, and we got to get a lot better, I think. Hats off to Kevin Bates for giving me good pointers there. So our Ferris Commercial Motors car is really good, and hopefully we can keep it up.
It may only be a heat race, but you had the fans on their feet, I'll tell you that.
That's good. Hopefully, if anyone wants to support, go to the Onesie Tees trailer and get a couple T-shirts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jankowski with a tremendous drive here in his qualifying heat.
Thank you to Alex Jankowski, Dan Kapasinski down there trackside. You just see the battle for the lead once again on your screens right now. Alex Jankowski in the inside lane, just using that momentum to his advantage to power past the 9S. As they both go into the redraw, and we'll see where their starting positions will be a little bit later tonight as we get ready for the third and final Super DIRTcar Series heat race of the evening. Behind the Super Dirt Week 53 pace car. Up on the inside of the front row out of Elizabethtown, New York. In the Adirondack Auto, car number 35, that is Mike Mahaney. And to his outside in the Hallmark International, car number 44 machine, that is Stuart Friesen. He'll start second. Starting in third in the Benson's Pet Center, car number 2, the Ginger Ninja, Jack Lehner. And to his outside in the 4-star, it's going to be Anthony Perego out of Montgomery, New York. He'll start in spot number 4. Starting fifth, the St. Lawrence Radiology, number 19 of Tim Fuller. And to his outside in the Stone Motors 15X, that is Justin Stone. The 30 of Nick Root will start in spot number 7. And to his outside, that'll be Chad Phelps in the X car. He'll start 8th. 9th will be the 24 of Will Shields. And it'll be the 14 of C.G. Morey and the 17 of Marcus Dinkins as the pace car making its way into the infield here at Weedsport. Coming to the VP, making power point. Mahaney fires. Green flag is out. 8 laps, 6 transfer, 4 to the redraw.
Who gets the whole shot into the east end of the speedway? It's going to be Mahaney as they exit corner number 2 with Friesen right there for the 2 spot. Lehner 3rd, Tim Fuller 4th, and Anthony Perego, the Ant-Man, holding on to the 5 spot. Looked like Lehner bogged down just a little bit. That opens it up for the 4-star of Perego.
Stuart Friesen going to lead lap number 1. Mahaney going to try to come right back on the bottom, but it's going to be Friesen with the lead. Keeping an eye on that side-by-side battle for 4th as well, as Anthony Perego tries to take the long way around Tim Fuller off of turn number 4. 2 laps in the books. Perego's got the spot over Fuller as they dive down into 1 and 2.
As they go to work on the Lehner number 2 car, Fuller took a look back to the inside of the 4 of Perego. Couldn't make it work. He'll hold on to 5th. Stone holding on to 6th, while Chad Phelps rides in 7th. Nick Root 8th. As they work their way off of turn number 4.
3 in the books as they bring them down into the corner once again. Tim Fuller right on the back bumper of Anthony Perego. First time these two have battled since the dirt track at Charlotte during World Finals last year. As they'll bring them down off of turn number 3 and 4. We'll come to the halfway sign. All Stuart Friesen out front. 4 in, 4 remain for the driver, the 44.
Everybody cleaning green halfway home. It continues to be Friesen now opening up about 5 car lengths. That car tuned by Tommy Conroy, who received the Mechanic Engineering Award from the Hall of Fame this past Thursday night. Clicking on all 8 cylinders right now with 3 to go.
The 44 car continuing to lead this one. Mahaney bobbled a little bit through turn number 1 and 2. That's going to allow Friesen to pull away as they head down the back straightaway and into turn number 3 and 4. It'll be the 2 to go sign on the speedway from Dave Farney. 6 in, 2 remain. All Stuart Friesen picking up where he left off back from May.
Everything working well for the 44 machine of Friesen as Mahaney tries to stay with him but can't. Battle for the 4th spot. That's the final redraw position. Perego has it. Fuller wants it. He's right there with him into turn number 3.
White flag out on the speedway. This is your Barron's 1 lap to go as they'll work them up into turn number 1 and 2. Perego still holding on to the spot over Tim Fuller. Final time down into turn number 3 and 4, though, for Stuart Friesen. He'll ride the top side off the corner. Checkered flag is out. Stuart Friesen will pick up the win in heat race number 3. Coming across the line, second is Mike Mahaney. Third will be Jack Lehner. Coming off of 4, Anthony Perego will be car number 4, putting himself into the redraw. Tim Fuller will qualify for tonight's feature along with the 15X of Justin Stone. So Stuart Friesen, the Hallmark International, Bart Contracting, Glenn Stiers Racing, car number 44 machine. Making his way down the front straightaway as he picks up the win in heat race number 3. And he will go down to talk to Dan Kapuzinski, who's there trackside, and Dan, Stuart Friesen picking up right where he left off from the Heroes Remembered 100.
That's absolutely true. A driver going for 3 wins in a row here in series competition, getting started off on the right foot in this number 44 machine. Stuart, just reminding everybody, man, you're going for 3 in a row here at Weedsport today, and that's a pretty good way to get things started.
Yeah, we've been the Hallmark team's been pretty good here the last few races, so we got some good notes to rely on and hit a good line on the top there the first couple laps with Mike, and we're able to sneak out front and then kind of just do our thing. So we'll work on it for the future, and track's in really good shape. Thanks, Eric, for coming out, and hopefully it's a good show.
All right, well, Stuart Friesen to the redraw, and that'll be the all-important thing coming up next for these drivers.
Well, thank you, Dan. Of course, our redraw will be taking place at the trailer this evening, the Super DIRTcar Series Command Center, if you will. So we'll get you those starters in just a little bit. But we got a little bit of a treat coming on. The first time here for the Empire Street Stock Series here in 2025. Going to be an exciting one here this evening as they're going to come out for their 2 heat races. And Shane Andrews, I'm going to send it over to you, and you have a special guest with you for these street stock heats.
Yes, I did. I'm going to have you click that button right there. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me here tonight, great to see him. It's been a long time since we've crossed paths. As a matter of fact,